When Jill Duggar shared new family photos on October 21, some 19 kids and counting fans couldn't help but wonder if she had something else to share as well. In an Instagram post, Jill, 33, shared 3 photos from her family's recent photo shoot. In the first picture, the Counting On star, her husband Derek Dillard and their 3 sons, Israel David, Samuel Scott, and Frederick Michael, stand hand in hand, looking away from the camera. In the second picture, Jill and Derek kiss while seated in the grass next to their children. The last picture is just of Jill and Derek. In it, they're holding each other's hands and gazing into each other's eyes. Fans adored the sweet photos, but many of them also believe they spotted some signs that Jill might be pregnant. We just got our family pictures back from at Rubelove Photo, and we are so excited to share them. More to come later. Jill Duggar captioned the post. Meanwhile, I'll just be over here with the tissues wondering how our little guys are growing up so quickly. Nowhere in the caption did she seem to imply pregnancy, but that didn't stop fans from spotting possible hints. Some noticed that one photo was suspiciously cropped in a way that hid Jill's belly. In the picture where the family is sitting in the grass, one of Jill's sons sits in front of her, blocking her belly, which might be a coincidence, or not, according to some fans. Is she pregnant? One person commented on the post, cropped the picture and one kid is hiding her belly. In one of the photos, the boys hold a stuffed animal wearing a pink bow. Many fans saw the stuffed animal as a way to include Isla Marie Dillard, their stillborn daughter, in the family photos. Jill and her husband announced the devastating pregnancy loss on April 13, revealing that they found out that their baby girl died in utero when Jill was 4 months pregnant. The stuffed bunny for Isla made me tear up, one fan reacted to the photo shoot. I love how Isla is included, another person wrote. But some fans seem to think the stuffed toy was a discreet pregnancy announcement. Are you trying to tell us something with the pink bow on the teddy? One person commented on the post. Pregnancy is a sensitive topic, especially for those who have experienced pregnancy loss. While some fans commented on Jill's photos to ask if she was hiding something, or to assert that she must be pregnant, other fans stepped in to remind them that Jill has previously suffered from pregnancy loss. Besides, speculating about whether or not a woman is pregnant can come across as insensitive and invasive, even when you don't know if someone has dealt with pregnancy loss before. That is a rude comment because she did just lose a baby not that long ago, one person wrote in response to a fan who was speculating. I'm sure every woman ever would prefer to post anything without the assumption that they're pregnant, especially when they've had losses before, another person cautioned. The decision of how or when to announce a pregnancy is a personal one, and one that can be made more complicated by pregnancy loss. After dealing with pregnancy loss earlier this year, Jill revealed that she had wanted to share her baby bump photos during that pregnancy, but ultimately did not have a chance to before she lost her baby girl. She ended up sharing the photos on April 29, captioning the post with, "The baby bump photos we were so excited to share, but didn't get to before she was gone." After sharing her pregnancy loss publicly, Jill posted a series of emotional photos and updates as she grieved. In one post, Jill and Derek shared photos from the memorial service they held for their daughter. Isla Marie, our baby girl. We will love you forever and hold you in our hearts until we hold you in heaven. Laid to rest 4.19/2024, they captioned the post. Sadly, losing Isla Marie was not Jill's first pregnancy loss. On October 3, Jill posted about the baby she lost due to a miscarriage in 2021. 10/3/21. The day we lost our third baby to early first trimester miscarriage, River Bliss Dillard, you were loved from the start and will never be forgotten. She wrote on Instagram. Jill and Derek first shared the news about their pregnancy loss on October 11, 2021. We recently found out we were expecting our third baby. We were thrilled. However, a few days later we started miscarrying. They captioned a video at the time. Above all else, the Duggars have always been known for having a large family. Over the course of their TLC reality series and specials, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have made their stance against birth control clear, and that led them to having 19 children. And now, daughter Jinger Duggar is opening up about how she once believed she'd have as many kids as possible herself, and why her plans have changed. While talking with husband and co-host Jeremy Vuolo, Jinger told Jeremy that when she was younger, she definitely thought she'd have a huge family the way her parents did. "I think whenever I was super young, I thought that was just what I was gonna have," she admitted. "If you get married at a young age, then you'll just have as many kids as possible." Jinger was just weeks away from turning 23 when she and Jeremy tied the knot in 2016. "If you're married, you're gonna have as many kids as you can until you can't have kids anymore. And so I thought I probably would have a ton of kids," she said. That was the line of thinking her parents seemed to follow. So why wouldn't Jinger imagine that her own life would take the same course? Realizing that children are a blessing from the Lord, that is true, and we value children because God does, she said. Even though she acknowledged that she realized she did believe that children are a gift from God, it doesn't mean that we have to have as many as we can. So far, it appears Jinger isn't the only one in her family who has come to that realization. Her sisters appear to be having smaller families too. And of course, that number is going to be different for everyone. "It's like, I don't want to, feel the pressure of having to have that many kids," Jinger shared on the podcast. But then at the same time, it's also just enjoying the children you have, and then seeing where would God lead us? They announced the news last week, though Jinger did mention in an interview with People that this baby could end up being her last. "I mean, I felt like I was set with 2, but I don't know. 3 was kind of what we had always said was a really good number," she said. Duggar News. Austin Forsyth calls out Jim Bob Duggar's strict rules. "None of your business." It's been a while since the Duggar family bidded due to the reality TV world. Thanks to the list of controversies surrounding them, TLC thought it would be fitting to cancel their shows. In the last year, many of them have openly called out the family's IBLP teachings. There is also a documentary condoning it called The Shiny Happy People. Duggar News followers also know that many of the Duggar kids are also not on board with some of the teachings. It looks like Joy-Anna Duggar and her husband, Austin Forsyth, are finally calling out these toxic aspects. They were the new guests in the Unplanned podcast, and they ended up revealing a lot of secrets about the same. While doing so, Austin couldn't help but condone many of her father-in-law, Jim Bob Duggar's practices. What were they? In the Unplanned podcast, Joy-Anna Duggar discussed many topics. She mentioned how she was in the middle of figuring out her relationship with religion and faith. Her sister, Jinger Duggar, gave her the courage to do so. The latter has called out the toxicities of IBLP teachings in her book, as she grew up in a big family. Joy-Anna was in tears when she revealed she didn't know what was real as she read her sister Jinger's book. But having conversations has helped her question her faith. She is now taking her time to figure out everything and is glad she is doing so while her kids are still young. While talking about it all, her husband, Austin Forsyth, also joined her and called out some toxic things his father, Jim Bob Duggar, has done. During her interview, Joy-Anna Duggar talked about many things. Most of it was about the IBLP teachings she grew up with and her struggle to reclaim her faith. Her husband, Austin Forsyth, was also with her and appeared extremely supportive. While talking, Duggar News fans realized that Joy-Anna Duggar had revealed a major secret. She said that her father, Jim Bob Duggar, has a courting checklist for potential prospects for his kids. It includes many questions about faith, financial standings, religion, and so on. Austin quickly added that the checklist has some questions that shouldn't be his father-in-law's business, like being open about arrest records. Duggar News fans thought that Austin was calling him out. Later, Joy-Anna added that she too didn't fully agree with the list. Instead, she wanted to tweak a few little things. Otherwise, she thought it was a good idea to get to know someone better. But Austin, on the other hand, had already expressed his displeasure. What do you think of the courting checklist concept? Tell us in the comments below. Whom do you agree with, Jim Bob Duggar or Austin Forsyth? The Duggar family created quite the hype when they became big stars on 19 Kids and Counting and later Counting On. Since then, the Duggar News followers have become very familiar with the siblings. But as time passed and Josh Duggar's heinous crimes came to light, TLC stopped airing the show after cancellation. Since then, fans rarely get a glimpse of the younger siblings. While the older brothers and sisters have a life of their own and often update their social media, there is no way of knowing what the youngest Duggar kids are up to. Well, Joanna Duggar ended up providing a much-needed update about her young siblings, Johanna and Jennifer. What have they been up to? How do they look now? US 19 Kids and Counting On came to an end. Duggar News followers had no way of getting updates about the infamous family. Most of them began maintaining a low-key life after all the Josh Duggar scandals and adapted to ignoring all the trolling and hate. Fans were also concerned about the youngest kids. Longtime viewers know that Josie Duggar is the youngest Duggar, born in 2008. It turns out she is 14 years old, and they spotted her at Jana Duggar's wedding. The clip of her patting brother-in-law Stephen Wissmann's shoulder went viral. Everyone couldn't believe how grown-up she looked. It looks like two other rare Duggar siblings were in the limelight again. Who are they? Joanna Duggar has been making a lot of headlines lately. It all began when she announced her plans to move away to a new place. She also quit doing daily YouTube vlogs to focus better on her family. Duggar News followers have been curious about how she has been holding up, but she often shares updates about her life through social media handles like Instagram. In a new Instagram story, Joanna shared how she spent time with her young sisters, Jennifer and Johanna. That's because it was the latter's 19th birthday. Their mother, Michelle Duggar, also joined them. Viewers couldn't believe how different Johanna looked in the photo, like a proper teenager. She was merely a little girl on the show. Joanna also showered some love on her mother, Michelle Duggar, by saying she keeps looking younger and younger. She also added how all four ladies went for some coffee and facials to commemorate the special day. Lots of viewers showered love on them and said it was nice to see them spend time and bond so well with one another. Others were glad to see how Joanna was still in touch with her family, despite many rumors suggesting strained bonds among the siblings. She nullified all the rumors by sharing a special post about her sister. Counting On alum Jason Duggar has been sharing his new life with Maddie Grace. The two tied the knot earlier this month in a stunning fall-themed mountain wedding in Tennessee. The majority of the Duggar family was in attendance for their big day. However, some fans are skeptical about their sudden wedding, creating rumors that Jason's wife may already be pregnant before their wedding. Keep reading to see why. Jason is starting to share more photos with his wife, Maddie Grace. The Counting On alum mostly uploads throwback photos from their wedding. It's unclear if they're already in Italy for their honeymoon. They've been awkwardly discreet regarding their whereabouts, making fans think the two may be hiding something. One of them is the possibility that Jason and Maddie Grace are already expecting a child. Some Counting On fans online have been speculating that Jason and his wife are already expecting their first child. According to a post, they wonder how the family will explain the math when Maddie Grace gives birth to her first child. In addition to the pregnancy speculations, it should also be noted that Jason and Maddie Grace were supposed to tie the knot next year, based on the hashtag of their engagement post that says, Spring 2025. However, the two suddenly decided to get married, making a lot of people curious. Of course, maybe they just could not wait to start their new life together and bumped it up, but highly unlikely. Aside from the pregnancy rumors, some Reddit users reacted to Jason's recent IG stories with his wife. It seems that the two are already defying some of their beliefs as they watch the musical comedy film Mamma Mia. According to the poster, they thought it would be too much for their brains to handle. Others agreed and said the show is definitely something Jim, Bob, and Michelle would not approve to watch. The film is about a woman who has 3 possible fathers to her daughter. Her daughter is getting married and doesn't know who will walk her down the aisle. Many married couples from the family have already defied some of their strict core values. Some of them are Joy Anna and Austin. The two made headlines earlier this year after taking dance classes with John David and Abby. Jinger and Jill have also published books talking about the questionable teachings of the IBLP and how they were able to step away from their beliefs. Counting on alum Jinger Duggar recently made headlines after announcing her third pregnancy. The 30-year-old has expressed her interest in having a third child with Jeremy for quite some time, and many fans are excited about their growing family. Jinger has also started sharing stories about how she learned about her pregnancy. Her latest vlog features how her mother, Michelle, and some of her sisters learned about her pregnancy. Keep reading to see their reaction. Jinger recently uploaded a vlog and participated in an interview to announce her third pregnancy. According to the Counting On alum, they're very excited about the upcoming addition to their family. She also revealed that her tummy wasn't as big yet, but she's expecting that it's going to be an awesome pregnancy. Jinger told her pregnancy news to Jeremy during a birthday celebration. They were both hoping to have a child, but they still couldn't believe that it finally came true as they got emotional. "When she told me, I was literally speechless," Jeremy confessed, adding that he's now spoiling his pregnant wife with all the foods she likes. Unfortunately, the clip is short, and the video was taken at night. However, the surprise is clear to see in some of their faces. "I was debating whether or not to tell you guys because last time I told you, things didn't go so well," she added, referring to her miscarriage in 2019. Jinger has numerous projects amid her pregnancy as well. Next year, the Counting On alum will publish a new book, People Pleaser: Breaking Free from the Burden of